Welcome back everyone, and first I do have to apologise, my voice is still not quite there. I've caught some sort of illness, but some important news came out that I really want to talk about, and that is pertaining to Zenith the Last City. This is a game that is actually going free to play. Well, in a way. And it's quite exciting news, and they've put out a statement that I'll be reading off, and we'll go through it all today. So Zenith, if you didn't know, is an open world VR MMO with all the quests and the raids and the upgrading and the skill trees that you'd expect of an MMO, but it never quite hit the mark for me, and I did worry about its future. They put out an update a couple months ago saying that it was basically a do or die moment for the game where they had to go all in and hope that players, latch onto it, or they'll probably cease production on the game. Now it seems like they're going all in, but in a different way than we expected. So, from the Zenith devs, we have the letter, "Hey everyone, today we're ready to share the new direction of Zenith. You will likely have questions after reading this, so they did a Discord AMA that they hosted yesterday. Recently, we covered our design pillars and the why, sharing that we had to make a choice between making fundamental changes or putting the game on ice, as I just said. I'd like to shed some more light on what that looked like. The studio broke Zenith down into its best and worst parts, debating for hours and hours over weeks and months what can and can't make it into Zenith Nexus, which is the free-to-play element of Zenith that is going to be open for all you guys to play, even if you don't own the main game. What pieces worked well together and what didn't. We evaluated how we can best provide polished content with a small, passionate team. We've pored over the player data and written feedback, noting where players spent most of their time and where they were churning, leaving the game and never to return. We observed the direction of the VR market and its growing younger audience. Reimagining Zenith was an incredibly arduous process, and now where we've landed it's looking quite different, but we are genuinely thrilled by the prospect of a new direction. As we source feedback from the private one-to-one user testings, limited pre-alpha, and hundreds of players in the closed alpha happening right now, the new version of Zenith began to take shape into something of its own. A new game mode, so this will be the free one. Introducing Zenith Nexus. The collective name for our two game modes, Zenith the Last City and Zenith Infinite Realms, Zenith Nexus will be free, opening the doors to millions of new players. Your game will automatically update to Zenith Nexus when we launch the next update, and it'll be split between the Last City, which is the open world VR MMO we all know and love. It isn't going anywhere and will still be available to purchase as the same price as DLC. Existing Zenith players will retain their ownership of the Last City and any progress they made prior, so if you love Zenith the Last City and are worried that it's going to go anywhere, it's not. You're going to keep all your stuff, you can play the game as normal. As for Zenith Infinite Realms, it's a new season-based free-to-play procedural action-adventure RPG with co-op sessions, a revamped locomotion system that pushes the boundaries of immersive play, a redesigned social playground, and more. The new locomotion system you can see on screen right now is what they're showing off. It looks very smooth, it looks very sleek. I can kind of see the influences of the newer VR games being shown off here. Not necessarily like Gorilla Tag, but you get that sort of kinetic, frenetic VR parkour, which is quite exciting to see in a game like this. Zenith's movement has been okay, but not amazing over the entire time I played it. I do love the flying in this game, but the new movement looks really cool. And you can see the influences from very popular games like Fortnite as well with the rail sliding. But yeah, it looks good, excited for it. They go on to say they're adding a new virtual currency to Zenith as well, meaning people can pay to express themselves in cosmetics. This is clearly the way they want to monetize the game going forward, and hoping people will latch onto this and essentially pay money to keep the game going while getting some cool cosmetics. So I support this, to be honest. If it gets more people playing Zenith and the game gets better and better, then hell yeah, let's do it. A final note from the devs say that the decision to do this was not taken lightly, and they appreciate the community have poured hundreds, if not thousands of hours into Zenith the Last City. They appreciate that all of the community is stuck with them, and they tackled one of the hardest game genres to build in one of the hardest mediums and truly made it their own, which I agree with. They really did, and you can tell the hard work has been put into this. And also, people that own the Last City will get an exclusive opportunity to boost their character in Infinite Realms to match the level of their Last City character, as well as the first paid cosmetic on the store for free, which is awesome. It's nice to see that we've got support as players who, poured hours into the Last City and supported it. We're now going to get the same opportunity for Zenith the Nexus and Zenith Infinite Realms, which is the free-to-play element. I just want to say, this is an interesting turn for Zenith the Last City and for Ramen VR as a studio. I did kind of see something like this coming, but I didn't think it would be coming this soon. I think they're getting ahead of the game a little bit, and I'm quite glad to see that they're still committed to keeping Zenith alive in some form, because it genuinely has a lot of potential, which is what I covered on the last video. But that's pretty much all the news from them. Are you excited that Zenith is going free to play? I am. It's going to get a load more players in. I think it's going to blow up a lot more because it no longer has that barrier to entry, but I'm also interested to see how they keep the heart of Zenith in this free-to-play element, and also if they update the Last City at all, or whether that is now a done deal and it's now over. So interesting times, interesting times. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'm going to go give my voice a rest now. As I said, please do let me know what you think of this news in the comments below. Will you be trying Zenith the Last City out on PSVR2 when it's free? If you did enjoy, feel free to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you all in the next video.